And I just got one more thing to say. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan, back with another video on America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And you see that I'm representing Leighton Vander Esch because we got some bad news on them, but we wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. So, if you're DC for life, make sure you drop that like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to Dorothy Hunter for emailing me about this segment of Speak. I truly appreciate what you do for this channel and for the Angry Cowboys fan family. On today's episode of Speak, Shady McCoy, Joy Taylor, TJ Houshmanzadeh, and James Jones talk about the lack of effort being shown by the Dallas Cowboys front office. The question was, should the Dallas Cowboys fans be frustrated at the quiet offseason? So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and we're going to unpack my raw and uncut. All right, so let's go ahead with the first clip.
Relax, Cowboys fans. You don't need too much. There's no need to get into free agency and start pressing when you don't need a lot. You need linebackers. You're going to need a running back since you lost Pollard. You can get those guys in the draft. You just signed Kendricks, which will be a good fit on your defense, playing in Zimmer's defense at a very, very high level, well, an all-pro level. So you fill that spot. You'll get another linebacker in the draft, but everything the Dallas Cowboys need, they can get it in the draft. So there's no need to press in free agency just because other people are making moves and you're looking at your team like, what are we doing? There's nothing you need to do. You needed help at linebacker. You're going to draft a running back to get some help at the running back spot. This team has a lot of talent on this football team, might be one of the best. So I'm not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not worried about them not being super active because they have a really good roster. And what they needed to fill, they did that with Kendricks, and you're going to draft the rest of them. So relax, Cowboys fans. You are going to be all right. You're going to be in the playoffs again.
James Jones hit the nail right on the head. This is the same thing that I've been saying when people talk about blowing up the team. We are closer to where we want to be than we are the bottom. So why blow it up when we have great talent in different positions? We have holes that we need to fill, and they need to be filled during the draft. Y'all know how the Cowboys are. But I'll tell you, Speak better be glad that they got James Jones on this show because they would have 0 Cowboys fans tuning in if they did not have James Jones. During the season, we tune in hoping that they'll get an objective opinion, but it's the same thing over and over again. 3 people are against the Dallas Cowboys, and James Jones is the only person who gives an objective opinion. Sometimes I think this show is a waste of a television spot, but hey, that's my own opinion, which I'm entitled. But we're going to go ahead and get into the second clip. The second clip is of Shady McCoy. So let's see what Shady has to say. Roll the clip.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the roster they have there. So I would tell the fans, take it easy, relax. I mean, if you look at our roster right now, today, and you compare them to other teams, out of 32 teams, easily top 5 roster.
Easily.
As far as talent. Top 3, if you ask me. And another thing is, I got to save some money. In free agency, everybody gets paid. Typically, your best players don't really hit the free agency, right? That's why dudes be getting all this crazy money because it's a bidding war. So if you get a player you might like and you start the bidding war, that's raising the money up. Because you do have players you got to pay, right? Because the guys that signed through 2024, you got Dak Prescott, you got Zach Martin, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Bland, and now you got to pay Michael Parsons in 2025. Michael Parsons. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
CD also. Who?
CD.
I said CD. CD gonna get paid because he's like that. CD's a bad mother.
He's gonna get 100.
Parsons, you already know what's up with him. Zach Martin is so good. You need him too. So when you ask all these questions about free agency, what about the guys we do got here already that we gonna need? So if I'm Dallas, I just take a chill pill, right? Last year, they had 9 All-Pros. Let me get it straight. Last year they had 9 All-Pros. That's the most in the last 15 to 16 years. Do you hear that, bro?
I hear
9 All-Pros? And we want more?
Of course, Shady McCoy says we shouldn't be concerned. He hates the Dallas Cowboys. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Why am I going to listen to a person that has blatant disdain for the team that I root for? How in the hell can he sit up there and talk about the team we have when they bash the same team every chance they got last year? I want to get into this third and final clip because I'm hearing so many contradictions and it hurts my ears. It's like pollution to my ears. The third clip is of TJ Houshmanzadeh giving his take on the question. Let's check that out so we can go ahead and get back and unpack my raw and uncut. Roll the clip.
What more can you do? But you have all this and you're not winning. So what is the answer? If I told you a team had 9 All-Pros.
You think they win a Super Bowl?
You think yes. Or at least
If
there.
you don't win the Super Bowl, how do you, what is your reason?
9 All-Pros, though? Not Pro Bowls, All-Pros.
2012 was the last year the Cowboys signed a big free agent in Brandon Carr. That was the last time.
The cornerback.
So they don't sign free agents. They sign their own guys.
You know what else they don't do?
Win.
But, and it's the thing, though. We have to bring Dak's cap number down. They can't give Dak Prescott an extension. They can't do that.
They have to.
And they don't have to.
He gonna get that money.
This is what happens is, only
Baker
in
just got
football in the
money.
quarterback position, I'm next, so now I go higher than this guy.
Yeah, of course.
If you're not better than him, you should not be higher than him. And this is the problem they're gonna have is, I'm not giving Dak Prescott an extension because Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, but he cannot get the Cowboys where they want to go because he has yet to do it every year. And I was one that said, okay, you got to give Dak a chance.
Yeah.
You've had your chances.
Yeah.
And it can no longer be this team right here, where was the weakness? They didn't have a weakness at all. They going through once they lost to the Niners, once they lost to the Niners, the Cowboys looked so good, it was like, whoa. And then they played Green Bay. And it was like, oh, we can't keep giving this money to Dak Prescott and then 3 years later say,
TJ,
what are we going to do?
on,
That's the problem.
How can they sit up there and say we didn't have a weakness last year when they could blatantly see that we couldn't stop the run and we didn't have a run game? Come on, TJ. Joy Taylor said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the different results. So does that mean you are insane because you come on this show every day during the regular season doing the same thing while expecting a different results? Cowboys Nation does the same thing by tuning into your show, expecting y'all to switch it up and give objective opinions, but you never do. What about y'all? Y'all expect the Cowboys to do something different, but y'all get the same results, right? Does that make y'all insane? Y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Y'all know how much I can't stand some of the analysis from this show. I'll keep it a buck. I can't stand Shady McCoy or his work wife, Joy. They come on here talking about how great our roster was last year, but complained about that same roster all last year. Since the 49ers game, they saw what we were missing, but now they want to sit up there and act like we had the most complete roster in the NFL? You only do that so it fits your narrative, and every time you do it, it's like pollution to my ears. I can't stand it. I truly miss the days of Marcellus Wiley and Emmanuel Acho because at least you got real football talk and not blatant hatred. Just because you say you like someone or a team before you disrespect them doesn't mean you're being unbiased. Also, why does everything have to resort back to Dak Prescott? I swear, you would think that Dak took Shady's woman or something because he hates on him every chance he gets. Every episode, Shady figures out a way to have that D in his mouth. No pause. I tune into these shows to gain more knowledge about the sport that I love so much, but it seems that when I tune into this particular show, I get even dumber by the shit that comes out of their mouths. They talk about the 9 All-Pros that the Cowboys had. How about we also mention that 2 of those All-Pros were the punter and the kicker? We had 5 All-Pros on offense, 3 offensive linemen, CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. And then we had 2 on defense, Micah Parsons and Deron Bland. Then you had our punter and our kicker. If I had my choice, I would have All-Pros like the San Francisco 49ers, where our entire backfield were All-Pros. Our 2 receivers were All-Pros, as well as a lineman. You can visibly look at the team last year and see where we had problems, but according to these fools, we had the best team in the league. Even though we couldn't stop a nosebleed, we had a top 3 team? Even though Tony Pollard had 1 game where he was over 100 yards and barely cracked 1,000 yards for the season, we were the top 3 teams of the league? Even though y'all spent all last year saying how the Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, Bills, and 49ers were better than us, we had a top 3 team? The only thing that y'all said that may be true is that us as Cowboys Nation, we need to calm down and continue to go with the process. As much as we want the Dallas Cowboys front office to act in free agency, we knew deep down they wouldn't act the way we wanted them to. History has shown us they don't act in free agency. Us, as Cowboys Nation, took what Jerry Jones said and we ran with it. Is that our fault? Yes. We should never expect this team to do anything other than what it has done. The glimmer of hope I hold on to is the fact that the Cowboys front office is like this during every free agency, every year, and every year we're in the talks for the playoffs. Let's go ahead and get our act together, Cowboys Nation, and come together for our team. Let's stop giving these talking heads reason to degrade our team. The front office does that enough. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan. What did you think about what the clowns on Speak had to say? Do you agree or do you disagree with what I had to say? Let's have that conversation in the comments section. If you're digging the content and you want to help the channel out a ton, drop a like on the video. And if you're DC for life and you bleed silver and blue, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can stay notified whenever I go live or whenever I release a video. Joy, Shady, stop talking shit about my team during the season, but then trying to praise them after they have been sent home from the playoffs. Y'all said we had problems last year, but now y'all say we're the top 3 to fit your narrative? Some of Cowboys Nation relies on y'all to give Cowboys news, not Cowboys slander. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out.